We have won the T20 World Cup. Can you imagine? You're joined by Avinash. Avinash, we are getting more guests also as we go along. What a moment. I mean, runner ball needed 30 of 30. That's kind of an equation. Only South Africa could have lost the game from there. But all credit should be given to Bumrah, Hardik Pandya, Arshdeep Singh, the way they bowled. I mean, Virat batted also, he needs to be credited. But India won. That's the main thing. Emotions are running high on the field. Uh, Hardik was in tears. Rohit Sharma can't believe everyone. Even the extra player like Mohammad Siraj is in tears. Even Makram, South African captain, he's crying. I mean, what a game of cricket, man. I mean, I've heard of oscillation
Uh,
from one end to the other. This is
yes,
next level.
I think it's the best game of T20 World Cup final after the 2016 final between England and West Indies. It can't, I mean, that was one of the best games of T20 World Cup final one could ever come across. But this is at, I mean, at par with that match because England had their chances. You don't just expect any team to lose it by getting hit for four back-to-back sixes, and I mean, you're defending 24 runs in the final over, and here we had 16 runs to defend from the final over, and 20 odd runs to defend in 2 overs with one of the best, a very experienced South African batter at crease in David Miller. And just an over before what we saw, what Jasprit Bumrah, the man, the myth, the legend, did for Team India. I mean, he was a man with a mission. He accomplished it. He was always termed as India's biggest winner, biggest match winner, and today he produced one of the finest performances by Indian pacer in a T20 World Cup match. I mean, so let's talk about this match before coming into the finals or before the second inning started, Dada. We were backing our spinners to just defend these 176 runs. But your two of your most lethal weapons in this tournament, Axar Patel and Kuldeep Yadav, they accounted for more than 90 runs, almost 90 runs in their from their quota of 8 overs. And with just 170 runs to 176 runs to defend, and your two key bowlers have already conceded 90 odd runs, which means in the remaining 12 overs, you'll have to ensure that whatever you do it right. It started with Jasprit Bumrah's brilliance. I mean, he has been bowling bowl of the tournament, and today what he did was once again testimony to the class that he possesses, the mind that he has, and let's just celebrate this man, Jasprit Bumrah's brilliance, the brain that he has, and it's time for the entire nation. I mean, I should be, and for particularly those who went in the stadiums, abused left, right, and center to Hardik Pandya, and look that what that man has just done. He's,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely. In fact,
he is someone who always loved to speak and reply with his performances. And despite going through some of the worst phase of his life, he's done it in India colors.
so true. So true. In fact, you talk about
It's a
Jasprit
tight
Bumrah
slap.
four
It's a
overs.
tight slap for all those Mumbai Indians fans who were coming in bulk and abusing him, in whether it was Wankhede or was it in the opening game at Narendra Modi Stadium. They should also. I mean, it's my feeling which is coming out, and I could be emotional as well. But he has given them a tight slap. You just can't compare franchise cricket with international cricket. And Hardik Pandya, the local lad who had already won an IPL trophy, who had already proven his credentials as a very successful captain in this format, just because the favorite player was sacked by the franchise as the captain of the franchise, they were hurling abuses at the player. I mean, Hardik Pandya, it was not in Hardik Pandya's control to be named the captain. I mean, it was the franchise's decision or the team management decision, but he had to bear the brunt. He had to face the ire. And tonight, I hope all those who are hurling abuses should actually come up go onto the streets and burst an extra cracker in the name of Hardik Pandya.
So true. So true. I mean, what he has done for the nation, and something happens to him when he sees that Indian color. But Jasprit Bumrah, I was just
Dada,
looking at
just
his
look at
form.
the visuals, and it started raining in Barbados, as if the
Yes, I can see that. Yeah.
heavens are also celebrating. They are also rejoicing that the drought of 12 years, 13 years has finally ended. An ICC World Cup
11
has
years. 11
11 years.
years.
11 years the
Yes,
ICC cabinet, but we are winning a World Cup after a gap of 13 years. We lost in the
absolutely.
2020 2014 final.
Just imagine we talk. We are just going gaga about Jasprit Bumrah. It's never an individual winning your tournament. It's always a team. And if you see top to bottom, every one has contributed. If you just go through the batting lineup, Rohit Sharma, of course, did his bit with his captaincy, changing bowlers, getting Bumrah right in nick of time. Virat Kohli scoring those 76 runs. Well, he was without a boundary for 37 deliveries. That was a critical phase of the match. Rishabh doing his bit behind the stumps, not if not with the bat. Surya taking that brilliant catch to dismiss David Miller in the penalty in the ultimate over, the final over. Axar Patel could do no wrong. 47 runs, bowled well, got the wicket of Tristan Stubb just when he was looking so dangerous. Even Dubey was good, even in better
Dubey
than
has
what he was
redeemed
in the
himself,
previous
Dada. If
game.
you look at his
Hardik
contribution
was
today, he has
Hardik was
redeemed
excellent.
himself.
Hardik was excellent. Hardik's bowling figures are excellent. 3 overs, 20 runs, 3 wickets. And then, I've left with Ravindra Jadeja. He couldn't do much with the bat and ball, but that happens. But everyone contributed. Jadeja has also been part of this journey. What we've gone through, what they have gone through. It's such a feeling being on cloud nine, and it can't get better than this. Really, I can't still believe that we have won. I have to pinch myself to believe that we have actually won. We've been seeing it. We almost
Dada,
lost the.
let me stop you. Dada, let me stop you. Breaking news: Virat Kohli has announced his retirement from T20 ice.
Okay, it had to happen. It had to happen, and what a time to do it. He's not. Uh, Virat Kohli announcing is because there was a lot of talk that how he's going to take it forward, and it's now waiting for Rohit Sharma to do the same, probably. But what a remarkable he played when it mattered the most. At least he anchored the innings when India needed, losing 2 early wickets. He could have done what he does the best, and that is anchoring. Even T20 anchoring is out of fashion, especially the way Klassen was playing. What do you have to say about Klassen? He must be sort of he must have broken 2 3 bats inside the dressing room, out of sheer anger.
He should. He should. He should. He did something similar to what happened between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Kolkata Knight Riders match.
No,
He played a
this is
rash shot.
really
Harshit Rana, an uncapped Indian bowler, just bowled some of the best deliveries of his entire cricketing career and ensured Kolkata Knight Riders defeat a dangerous look Sunrisers Hyderabad side. And something similar has happened to Henrik Larsson once again. It was South Africa's game to lose right after the 15th over. Even if it was a run ball situation, you generally back the team with odd wickets intact to win the game. But credit should go to Captain Rohit Sharma for the way he utilized his bowlers. I actually felt Team India looking at the way our spinners were going for runs. Had, it looked like Team India should have opted for an extra bowler today because the pitch had nothing for the spinners. Literally, it was coming. And the way, especially the way Carson clobbered those 24 odd runs in that Axar Patel over. Till then, the equation was still not out of India's hands. The game was still in control. Yes, you will back the team who had plenty of wickets intact with two set batters uh, into the middle to overall the run chase completely without much hiccups. But the way Captain Rohit Sharma marshaled his troops, field placements were good. Just look at the way Arshdeep bowled that delivery to Quinton de Kock. He went for a six for the previous delivery, and yet he bowled a similar sort of delivery for which Captain Rohit Sharma had fielder in place. And the game started shifting after Quinton de Kock departed, but David Miller and Henry Klassen were the biggest cons in the across India's road. And but the way just we saw Jasprit Bumrah do Bumrah things, and the
Absolutely.
credit
And
should
you know,
go to him.
everyone played their A game. That's important. They displayed their best game. You know, and the fact that Rohit and Hardik were not in best of terms throughout the IPL. We saw what happened, and yet they played and they sort of they carried themselves. They were not best of friends in the dressing room. They spoke to each other when spoken to. That kind of a situation, and look at the way they did. And when it comes to country, it's only one India. I was a little worried about how the India will actually, I mean, Rohit Sharma, for instance, will marshal his resources with a vice captain, not in sync with the captain, but they did remarkably well. Those who thought that youngsters could have done it, I thought this was a great opportunity. And Virat Kohli's timing to let go of the T20 format is something really we should rejoice because we really respect his decision. He could have it couldn't have been a better time. Timing wise, Virat was always known to do well with the bat, but this timing, which probably we expected from Sachin Tendulkar also well way back in 2011 when we won the World Cup. But this man, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, really made a lot of difference, and the fact that we have won the T20 title after 17 years. Last time I had a comb, I had a hair, when we won the World Cup, and now here we are.
And I was still in school.
Yes. Yeah, I'm so this is how it is. This is how the magnitude of it. You can I'm sure the entire India. I mean, what a night! Saturday night. It's a party night. India winning. I can't still believe, friends, that we have actually won the T20 World Cup. It's just next level. I mean, MS Dhoni. Everyone should be so happy. Kapil Dev. And I was thinking that this was probably a best opportunity for the seniors to play one more round of T20. But we'll hear from Rohit Sharma also. He probably also will sort of decide to quit T20 cricket. But what a way to finish! What a way to finish! Avinash, what a way to finish!
Definitely, Dada. We're falling short of words, and the gloom must have descended in the South African dressing room, and in fact, in the entire South African cricket community and amongst fans. Yes, cricket is not such a big sport in South Africa, as Peter was telling us earlier in the day. Football and rugby do take a precedence when it comes to popularity of sport, but the fact that cricket is being enjoyed by a very large chunk of audience in South Africa. They were definitely backing the national side to uh, eventually break that drought and lift that coveted trophy because of the fact that they made it to the final for the first time, and also because of the fact that Aiden Markram, he was the player who had actually lifted a T20 a World Cup for South Africa, being the captain of the under 19 side back in 2010. So, and also that because of the fact that Aiden Markram had guided Sunrisers Eastern Capes to back-to-back SA20 titles. So everybody had that confidence and belief that Markram, the captain, had it in him to, and he knew what it takes to be a world champion or a champion team. And they were backing him to just cross the final hurdle in this Cape. Yes, the pressure was not that much on the South Africans. Let's be very honest. The pressure was definitely on Indians, and the way Virat Kohli batted, it showed that the pressure was on him. You just don't watch Rohit Sharma. You don't just expect Virat Kohli to play more than 35 deliveries and don't not play a single boundary. While if you look at the way batting, the rest of the South African batters were facing the ball. They were charging. They were all guns blazing against the Indian batting lineup, bowling lineup. So definitely, it comes as a surprise. It should come as a surprise to the South African cricket fraternity, and I can see some of the South African legends, Dale Steyn, they are all uh, venting their ire on social media platform X.
So this is our fourth major tournament win: 83, 2007, 2011, 2024, and two, of course, titles were won by MS Dhoni. This is the first time Rohit Sharma, and second title for him. He's been What a lucky man, Rohit Sharma, winning it as an opener in 2007, and again he's part of the team after 17 years as a captain, leading the side. He was absolutely brilliant in that game against Australia, which showed the way that and gave us the self belief that we can go all the way, and which we did in grand style, beating England in the semi final, and now beating South Africa by 7 runs in the final of the World T20. My God, can you imagine? I mean, just imagine how many kids will take to cricket right now. I mean, it's
Exactly,
going to
Dada. As
go.
we were discussing, as we were speaking,
Yeah,
this
it's so
country needs
great.
some inspiration. Yes, you had champion players in Hardik Pandya. You had champion play all rounder in Hardik Pandya, champion batters in Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, and some of the best bowlers in the world. But you needed an extra sort of and motivation for youngsters to once again love the game of cricket, back Team India, back the blue, bleed blue, and once again dream and aspire to be the next champion batters or bowlers of the future. Uh, we've seen what the 2007 World Cup win did to India. It not just revolutionized cricket in India, it revolutionized the entire cricket, entire world. I mean, the stage where we are at this particular juncture, the popularity of the T20 cricket, the popularity of IPL, all those seeds were sown after Shishan took that catch of Misbah-ul Haq.
Absolutely. I'll tell you something. 83 we won, and those champion players made a WhatsApp group. I don't know about 2011. I know those players are very close to each other. Sachin, Yuvraj, Zaid, Harbhajan, you name it, Ashish Nehra. They already have a group, and another group would be created tonight. The 2024 WhatsApp group. I'm sure about it. They will be in touch. Look at the way I mean, someone like Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli hugging each other, whatever differences they had in the past, all being washed away. It rained also. What a moment for us, for India, for all those guys who follow India, all the stakeholders. It can't get better than this. India winning the World T20 for the second time, playing the final for the third time. Ah, I'm at loss of breath. I mean, what a moment, really. And I still can't believe that we have won, but we have actually won. Friends, this is the moment we have been waiting for so many years. November 19th last year, we came very close to it. Last year in June, we played the World Test Championship final. We fell short of expectations. And now this time, we almost lost it. Till Rohit Sharma kept his nerve intact. He said, okay, I'll fight till the end, like they did against Pakistan. That match gave us a lot of confidence. All this while we said when we play against Pakistan, we win against Pakistan, our World Cup is done. But this time we had unfinished business. We had the business to finish, and now we have done that in grand style, 7 runs. So what? So who is going to be our opener, T20 opener from here on? Kohli is gone. I mean, I'm rejoicing. I'm not happy or something. I'm rejoicing. He played his role quite brilliantly, going down as one of the best T20 player ever to have played the game, one of the best players
Yes,
to have ever played the
definitely.
game.
Exactly. Virat Kohli, I was literally disappointed. I was literally disappointed with the way Virat Kohli batted today. I thought the amount of balls he faced, he could have easily smashed a ton. And this never looked like a 170, 176 pitch, Tadar. It looked like a 190 plus pitch or a 200 pitch. The ball was coming nicely onto the bat, and the Indian batters committed themselves too early. If you look at the way Rohit was dismissed, you look at the way Rishabh Pant was dismissed, Suryakumar Yadav was dismissed. But and perhaps watching these top three batters getting dismissed pretty early, Virat Kohli went into a shell, and it might have actually cost India the match. But good, I think Virat Kohli had his stars aligned today. That this knock will definitely be going into as a winning cause and not end up in a losing cause. We and for Virat Kohli, life now comes a full circle. We saw him doing something extraordinary back in 2014 in that final against Sri Lanka. He was the only standout batter in that entire tournament for India. He was and especially in that final, he was fighting a lone battle, and he was a lone warrior. But here again, he was a warrior, but he needed some supporting hands, and he got some ample support from Shivam Dubey. Let's talk about this man. He also showed a lot of mental fortitude. He was criticized for his place. Everybody had counted him off that he is the weakest link of this Indian batting lineup. He doesn't deserve to be in this spot, deserve a spot in the squad because he's not hitting the ball cleanly. But today, those three sixes that he hit, that knock of 27 of 16 deliveries, ensured that the momentum wasn't lost from India in the death over. So we're also joined
We are
by
also joined
Pankaj.
by Mr. Pankaj Mishra, the senior editor with One India. I mean,
Dada, I know you are at loss of words, but
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, from where did you land into this show? But I always wanted you to come on the show and
yeah,
speak your mind. And I can't imagine we have actually won the tournament.
we have won the tournament, and trust me, Dada, I haven't taken my jersey off as of now, which I was flaunting for South Africa. Why so? Because I've spent quite a lot of time there, and the way South Africa performed, I mean, kudos to them also. But before that, obviously, you must have discussed the turning point of the match, that Suryakumar Yadav's blinder catch that he
I
took.
think the turning point, Pankaj, was that dismissal of Klassen.
Yeah,
Had he stayed,
absolutely.
the match would have been over long time ago.
Definitely. And, talking about Hardik Pandya's spell where he gave the penultimate spell where he gave just 4 runs, and the final one, obviously, counting a lot there. As I said, before joining this live broadcast, I was thinking whether I should change my jersey to Indian one, but I kept, deliberately this jersey in order to definitely pay respect and tribute to Cricket South Africa, to the Proteas team, which no doubt, by all means, hands down, put up a very good fight. This was a final that befits, I would say, one of the most suitable World Cup finals performance. And needless to say that if we talk about the scenario in the national capital, Delhi, and the adjoining areas, the national capital region, people are really up and about, going out on the streets and chanting India, India. This is something that, statistically speaking, 11-year, drought of winning a World Cup tournament is something that India had cherished for a long time. We had been so close. The 19th November match where India was in the finals, got defeated by Australia. But this time around, I would say a top-class performance brings back a lot of perspectives and the players back into the action frame. Losing out the top order batsmen, yet India not losing its momentum is something I believe in the Neil and Avinash is something that
Yes,
is.
and Pankaj and me, we were both talking on that day, where that fateful day of November the 19th, the gloom had descended upon the entire Ahmedabad, and I was outside the stadium reporting from there, and Pankaj was in the studio, and we were discussing. We've spoken at length. We spoke around more than an hour on the what actually transpired and how the Australians had shocked. And while we were talking, we was just watching those people with drooped shoulders, dropped and tears in their eyes, leaving the entire from the stadium and moving back to their respective homes or hotels wherever they came from. And it was as if a national tragedy has happened in a span of if you're going to celebrate a national day or something very patriotic, and as if a bomb had just been dropped and something terrible or tragedy had struck in a family.
No,
Absolutely.
And
but let's not talk about tragedy anymore because we have won the World
yes,
Cup.
so from the lows
Rohit
of
kissing the dog.
Ahmedabad to the
They're
highs
all
of
emotional. I
Babaros.
wonder why they are so emotional. They're crying. They're crying. I mean, they're crying like babies. Can you imagine? I mean, how happy they are. ये खुशी के आंसू है. That's what they say. और ये
बिल्कुल
खुशी के आंसू पूरा टीम रो रही है. I've never seen like this. पूरा टीम रो रही है. Pankaj, this
बिल्कुल
is like
दादा,
unprecedented scene.
ये खुशी के ही आंसू है, because देखिए यहाँ पर दादा, we have to look at it from the team's perspective. I have always maintained the very fact that South Africa has produced one of the most prolific sports persons across this globe, let alone the African continent or the Asian continent, if we can divide them that way. But when it comes to the grit of the team, when it comes to holding the temperament, and how not to lose faith, as the saying goes, the match is not over till the last ball is bowled. And this time around, this match going down to the wire quite aptly proves the fact that the better team won. And obviously Indian team having experienced defeat at the very final moment, this time around they tried to put all the ducks in the road. They tried to not lose that momentum. And finally, I think South Africa, yes, by their merit and by their good performance, they reached the finals, playing very well in the qualifiers and in the semis. But India, obviously, on top. And needless to say, if we talk about the players, I think all of them gave in 100%. And what a moment for Rohit Sharma! He was banging, that deck when when the last ball was bowled. And for Rohit,
Pankaj, I can't still believe what happened in those last 4 overs. I mean, South Africa had won the game. It was all over. We were exchanging
I
SMSs.
switched off. I switched off my television. I was
Yeah, I
not
mean, I
watching
thought it
that
was
last
all over.
over. I mean, it was. I was just the moment I started watching, I saw Virat Kohli fell. Then again, whenever I was tuning in, I was watching a wicket. Either a wicket was falling or we were being hit. But in the second last over, I thought when Bumrah was bowling, I just switched it off, and again Bumrah did it for us.
yes,
I was trying to write an article for you,
Yes.
mentioning, he said, Avinash said, just Dada file something. So within like two to 3 hours, within 15 minutes, I don't know what I wrote, but I had to write something, and I wrote in.
well,
Was it
Dada,
a good write up? I mean, I wrote in a
Yes.
hurry.
Yes, it was. It
well,
was.
Dada, your write-ups have always
No.
shown
I'm just
quite.
fetching compliment because everyone is fetching compliment. Because we are Indians and Indians have won today. I mean, you have every right to do that.
Absolutely, Dada, both collectively and individually, I would say, not just for the players, but all the sports journalists. You being the one 11 years ago, I mean, who would have thought that there would be a drought of 11 years? Now, how do you feel, Dada? Because at this stage where India has been so close yet so far from winning those coveted ICC trophies, this time around in the dead of the night at 12 o'clock. When the firecrackers started going on across India. How do you
Amazing.
feel? What is your emotion? Does emotion take over the sentiments? Does emotion take over the class that was produced tonight, Dava?
I just woke up to the thought that Indian team in last 1 year um, uh, has been amazing, really. I mean, playing the World Test Championship final, playing the World Cup final 50 over, and we almost won it. I thought we were at it despite losing. And kudos to BCCI, to the team management, to Rahul Dravid being with the
Yes.
team.
Let's talk about this
I
man.
know how
This
happy
man,
he
Rahul
was
Dravid.
because first time I'm seeing him like a child. As a player, Rahul Dravid never won anything. One test match he won against Australia and in Adelaide, where he scored a double hundred. He's played several knocks. I mean, wonderful knocks, saved India from blushes. I mean, he's done a tremendous job as a player. But first time as a coach of the national side, he's been around for 2.5 years. Seeing him, lifting his supposed to have like a baby, and this is a different kind of Rahul Dravid. I always seen him as a Nirupa Roy of Indian cricket because he doesn't laugh
No.
much.
I would say, look at once again. I mean, if talking about the statistics once again, Rahul Dravid, when he became the coach, I distinctly remember his idea. And Dada, you and I were there working in the same newsroom at that point of time. And when he said
Yes.
that it is not going to be the IPLs, but it is going to be the domestic cricket, the Ranjis, and the other, cricketing formats, which would govern the next players, the best players of the Indian cricket team. He held on to that fort. And be it the comeback of Rishabh Pant, be it the re-inclusion of Suryakumar Yadav, although he had hit a rough patch, to the return, or I would say the continuation of the charm that Jasprit Bumrah had. I mean, all of them put together, and lo and behold, that are the kind of criticism Hardik Pandya had faced, and what an innings, I would say, what an innings, in the death overs.
No, I mean this is what champions are made of actually. But seeing the way Indian performed over the years, they've been at it. That's the only what I can say. Only drawback was some seniors we thought were trying to forcefully extend their T20 career, because T20 is where the market force is. You make your money, but it's a bold decision of Virat Kohli to let go that post and give it to the youngsters. We have 2 more years. Next World Cup will be at home, and now we are over ambitious. The problem with being an Indian is we're not happy with one. We want more. We want multiple trophies. The missed chances we had in the Test Championship. We want to win the Test Championship under Rohit Sharma. We want to win the World Cup again in 27. But I want to know from Avinash, do you see Virat Kohli by not opting to play T20 anymore, and Rohit will probably follow the suit? Do you think these guys will play till 27 ODI World Cup, because they were so close to winning it last time at home? 27 would be in South Africa. Why not give it a shot? Play Test cricket and ODI cricket. What are your thoughts?
It all boils down to the fitness part of it.
Virat
These
is fit.
two, Virat is definitely fit. Virat is fit, but I don't see Rohit play for. I mean, obviously he can play. He definitely will follow the suit like Virat and retire from the shortened format of the game. He also doesn't have to anything to prove. He's the leading run getter in the format till now, and he's had the most number of centuries in the format till date. He has had the most number of games played. So he holds numerous records. He doesn't have to prove anything in this format. And now that he's a captain of the champions side, so the only trophy which was missing from his cabinet, yes, the ODI World Cup trophy could have been also in his cabinet. So does the last year's WTC final. We lost those two crucial finals, but there we didn't put our A game. Today, despite the match not being in our grip until the 15th over, the way this team has just they came together once again, regrouped, and the way Rohit Sharma just had showed that belief in his gun bowlers, and they reposed that faith, tells a lot about Rohit Sharma's captaincy. But I personally don't want to see these two stalwarts playing the next T20 ODI World Cup. It's time for them to pass the baton.
All right.
Let the youngsters come.
Youngsters, let them come and play. Of course, the youngsters got a raw deal. We thought when Virat and Rohit were selected, I was completely against it, but they proved us wrong. Many of us wrong, actually. But what a moment! India winning. I mean, it's going to take time for us to get that sink in, actually, because we have been losing so many of these knockout matches. We finally got over the line. It'll take a little time for us to actually stomach the fact that we have actually won a T20 World Cup after so many years. Pankaj, last time we won, I used to carry a comb with me. So, it was that long ago. You just imagine 17 years. I decided to use my hat.
I was about to mention that it was in your heydays when India had won. But nonetheless, Peter Van Onselen, who was there on the show earlier on One India, sends his regards to India and the Indian cricketing team. He says that he can't join. I could completely understand. It must have been heartbroken there.
In fact, we are expecting a lot of people to join us, but they can't join because there's so much noise. We are in little isolated area in Greater Noida. You are in Noida. He's in Mohali, little isolated. But in Pune, in Bombay, people have already hit the road, bursting crackers, dancing. It's celebration time. It's an amazing time. I mean, we have been waiting for. We need something to celebrate, right? It's a Diwali for us tonight.
It's a Diwali, and also, Indranil, the very fact that so much of cricket is being played, throughout the year, not just in this subcontinent, but also elsewhere, that the game somewhere down the line becomes monotonous. But events like these really it tests your grit, your determination, and obviously, as the saying goes, that may the better team win. This
Yeah.
time around, the same logic has been applied here, and a 20-over match, which is just a warm up. If you think in terms of a 50-over match, uh, uh, to put all your effort into that, shrink that 50-over format into 20 overs, this takes a lot of mental preparation also. And this time around, I was very happy to see, the South African team also not letting it go till the last moment. There was a time around the 14th to 16th over when South Africa had almost got the match in their kitty. But lo and behold, once again, the experience weighed heavy. And the kind of spells that Bumrah had, Hardik Pandya came up with, and good fielding and safe hands, I would say, from the Indian side, have finally got them the trophy.
Absolutely. And Avinash, what I really like about this win is that it's not only one guy driving the engine. It was the entire team. And Yuvraj Singh has often spoken about it, that how if you want to perform well in a knockout game, the entire team will have to come together. You have to get good starts, which we couldn't get tonight. We got to a flyer, but it lasted for a little short, very short time. And then losing second wicket, and Virat Kohli playing that sheet anchor role. Anchor roles are absolutely not relevant in T20 cricket anymore. But Virat Kohli kind of a better stayed there. But I'm still at loss of words to understand how did South Africa lose that plot? I mean, run a ball. I mean, only a team. I mean, the fact that they have choked in the past, but this was a golden opportunity. They almost had it. Was it the Indian team which won it, or South Africa which lost it? I mean, I'm unable to sort of decimate.
I would still say it's India
Discriminate.
that India that won because uh, uh, they held their nerves better. I mean, it was a game of nerves. Let's be very honest. It has always been a game of nerves when you play a T20 World Cup final. And at the start, like we were speaking about the 2016 T20 World Cup final between England and West Indies. There too, we saw what Carlos Brathwaite did to Ben Stokes, and
Oh my God! In Eden Gardens. In
yes,
Eden Gardens, yes,
at
it
Eden
got
Gardens.
too
So
soon.
that was England's game to lose, but and also the West Indies team, the way we saw the entire West Indian team coming out and during the post-match presentation, during those moments of celebration, they called out some names of some Australian cricketers for calling them names and for speaking something which they did just didn't like because they were counting them off and they were not giving them enough credit for the way the West Indies team qualified for the semi-finals, the way they defeated India and progressed to the finals. They had already proclaimed the West Indies as the champion, pardon, England as the champions, but they responded with their bat. They had the resolve. They held their nerve better and pulled off a miracle. And something similar, Team India has done. The pressure was there on both the teams because the equation was run a ball in 30. You need to score 30 runs in 30 deliveries, and from there on, the South Africans just started losing the plot because they were at one point in time they were definitely petrified of the fact that there is a very crucial role and over from Jasprit Bumrah coming in, and if he does what he did at the start of the Protea innings, they could find themselves under trouble, and boy, they did.
I mean, will they sleep tonight? Will they be able to sleep tonight? Pankaj, what do you think? I
Uh,
mean,
I can safely tell you that in the dressing room, obviously the party and the thought that it has actually happened sinks in almost I would say a couple of hours later, when the presentation ceremony is done, when people have spoken what they have to say, when the pleasantries are exchanged, and when all the niceties of this gentleman's game is done with, then comes the moment when actually the heroes realize the fact that what they have achieved. And for a country as big as 140 million big crowd. Trust me, I mean, it is not just inspiring, but it is also very, I would say, infectious, because lots of people. I was watching the game with my friends in the society, and their young kids had 3 to 4 cricket bats and ball are all around the the dining area, and they were also shouting, screaming. That the moment they would see the dads are streaming, they would also go, be it young boys or girls. So this is something that infuses a lot of energy into these youngsters, and equally in the parents also. So for India, I would say the night is young. I distinctly remember the day of back in 2011, when I was in the central part of New Delhi watching the match live in one of the big screens in Connaught Place, and coming back home to East Delhi. I could barely reach home before 6 o'clock in the morning because all the roads were jam packed. This time around, that's not the scenario. Yet people are celebrating in their vicinity.
But let me tell you before you continue. I mean, Virat Kohli after the team celebration took the trophy and gave to Rahul Dravid. Rahul Dravid grabbed it
Yes.
and sort of lifted it as if he's an under 19 cricketer.
You see, it brings that feeling out of you. No matter you have retired, you are the coach, or you are just sitting on the fences or watching it from your drawing room. But for India, as the saying goes, that it runs on cricket, and it's a good sign that these youngsters have performed deservedly well in this series, and maybe hopefully in the days and years to come, a formidable side that India is reckoned as would continue the form.
I mean, talking about continuity, what about Rahul Dravid? I mean, Jaisha and Rahul Dravid are having a word. Thank God he stayed on for after that World Cup loss on 19th November. Thank God BCCI kept. I mean, and you must be realizing. I mean, we all must be realizing how good Rahul Dravid is. Having a man like him, it's like a shock absorber. I mean, chop and change happens quite often when we lose. But when you see the way Rahul Dravid has carried himself, that dignity of being an Indian cricketer, he's done it so well as a player, as a coach. We're going to really miss him. Avinash, I'm sure players would feel the kind of soothing experience you have. He knows everyone actually, from under 19 cricketers to India A players. He knows everyone, and the kind of respect he gives to even a guy who's playing under 19 cricket. He would stand up and talk to him. That's what Rahul Dravid is, and he's sort of started a culture. I hope it stays on like it happened in 2011. We had a Gary Kirsten. We all thought he was a good coach, but moment he left, we crumbled like pack of cards in that England series in 2011. And I was wondering how good a coach Mr. Gary Kirsten was. But Rahul Dravid, I'm sure he's going to be leaving behind a rich legacy. And from there, we'll see things getting better and better. I mean, your thoughts, Avinash and Pankaj, I want to know your. And Rahul Dravid
see, he's going to leave a big shoe to fill. That's for. I mean, it's not going to be easy for whosoever comes in as his successor. He will have to prove himself. We are going to play WTC, which is ongoing. The next target for the Indian coach will be the ICC Champions Trophy happening next year in March, and then it will be followed by the WTC final next year in 2025. And those are the two competitions with ICC tournaments, which the next coach who will fill in as a Rahul Dravid successor will have to target. He leaves a rich legacy. Remember the time he joined as the coach of the Indian cricket team. There was a doom and despair. Fans just couldn't digest the fact that India couldn't even qualify for the semi-finals in the 2021 T20 World Cup. We were the hosts, though it was not held in India because of the COVID pandemic. It was held in UAE, but we were the hosts, and we were once again, like every edition of a T20 World Cup or an ICC event, we were being deemed as the favorites. But and he took over uh, the the job of the coach of the Indian cricket team at a very critical time, because there was a new captain who just took over from Kohli in Rohit Sharma. They had to build a team for the future. Although a lot of the players from the 2011 and the 2022 World Cup side still feature in this World Cup winning side, but he had to make an overall. There were changes. We saw the style of cricket, or the brand of cricket, and the strategies that this team had put in place during this edition. We set targets, we defended them. We never shied
Absolutely.
away. We never shied away from even if we were invited to bat first. We ensured that there were enough runs on the board, and if the runs were not enough, the bowlers ensured that they end up defending whatever across their way. So that tells there was a belief in themselves, and credit for the same goes to Rahul Sharad Dravid, because the way he kept the entire
Absolutely.
team glued together as a unit. There were so many talks of rift and camps and factions in the Indian cricket team right after we lost the final to Australia back in November. There were talks and rumors that Kohli and Rohit are not seeing each other eye to eye. There are players who have been divided into factions. There is a camp which supports Kohli, there's a camp which supports Rohit, and then there was a camp which was supporting Hardik after the announcement of Hardik as the
Yes.
Mumbai Indians captain. So there were three factions in the team, and also the fact that you have to ensure you'll have to manage players who have their stature has grown beyond cricket. I mean, Indian cricket is governed by the superstardom of cricketers. We've seen it happening over the years, and sometimes the game is belittled by the greatness of the players. The hero worship and culture in India, it reigns supreme in cricket, particularly, and sometimes that becomes a big concern, because players sometimes they start thinking, oh, this is what I am going to do, and this is the way I am going to play, and I'm not going to listen to the coach's advice or whatever the teams whatever is being discussed in the team meetings, because I am a champion player, I'm a champion cricketer. I've scored runs across all the formats, I have scored runs across the continents, and who is he or she to lecture me upon how I should be batting or bowling or fielding. So he had also to balance that, at least make it a little subtle, to ensure that the youngsters are not overawed, and uh, the seniors in the team, they just don't go to the next level and make it different for the others to breathe in properly within the dressing room. So credit to Rahul
You know,
Dravid for ensuring it.
absolutely. I mean, Rahul Dravid is such a legend. I mean, he's shown it again and again. It's not about winning, it's also about how you sort of carry yourself when you have lost a game or a series. And Rahul Dravid, probably first time he's won a big tournament as a coach. As a player, he never won anything, and which is a remarkable thing. How he carried himself all this while he was winning matches for India in test matches, especially playing his heart out for India in different continents. But a real win, a World Cup win, is something which he never had as a player. But fortunately, he had it today. As an under 19 coach, he had that. But under 19 and senior, there's a lot of difference. But coming back to Jasprit Bumrah, I mean, how good was Bumrah? I mean, if you think, I mean, I feel like putting him in a showcase right now and taking him out again when we play an ICC event again. Uh, uh, I mean,
Well,
Pankaj might
I
give
read
us
a post
something.
somewhere that the delivery that he bowled, that in the first over that he bowled, should be actually kept in a museum.
And not just that, Avinash, the way he took off the scalp of Yansen was something that even he was not anticipating, although a tail ender, I would say. But the kind of precise, line to line delivery, and then that late swing is something that kept the batters baffled. And Jasprit Bumrah, I was listening to the commentary, and I must mention the fact that in his last over when he bowled first delivery, then the commentator said that there is 5 more opportunities left for Jasprit Bumrah. It was not for the batters that there was any scope or room, but it was Jasprit Bumrah himself keeping the line, maintaining the momentum. Jasprit Bumrah is a rare find, I would say, and come what may. But he has all the while proven his mettle. And the next player that I would like to mention, and which you might have already discussed, is Virat Kohli. His retirement from T20 comes at a time when he is at the peak of his performance. Yet, for him to choose to say bye bye to T20 fixtures is something that could be pragmatic in his approach, but for the fans, it is a big dampener. But if you look at his statistics in T20 as well, he's the biggest run getter there, and maintaining a very decent run rate also. Understands the nature of the game very well. Be it T20, although his franchisee has not done that well, barring the last IPL that we saw, but Virat Kohli has time and again proven that he is the man to bank on, and the way he slowed down his innings when he was, in his 35 to 40 run slot, slowed it down, crossed 50 mark, and then started hitting the lusty shot. That was something which adds a lot of psychological advantage to the team itself, to your fellow batsman on the other side of the crease, and that is something that I think that the South Africans, or for that matter anyone, hasn't taken it away from Kohli or Team India, and I think it was good mix. It was a good mix of both professionalism and personal grit.
And of course, the fact that chorus was getting louder for him to leave T20, and what a way to sign out. I mean,
Absolutely,
from the format, and which is amazing. It speaks volume about his credential as a player. He's done well. I'm sure he's going to now start winning IPL for RCB also, which he hasn't managed because he had to break the jinx in some form or the other,
Yes.
which he managed to do.
Also,
Next
the
year
baggage is
probably
also, must have been
monkey on the
eased
back.
from his shoulders.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So the monkey is finally off the back, and yes, he can now take a sigh of breathe and relief, and then he can take a few deep breaths. And definitely, when he next enters into the Royal Challengers Bengaluru dressing room, he will have an ICC trophy in the cabinet
What a relief.
of the format. Definitely,
What a relief, really. I mean, one more player, Avinash, I would love to bring in to our discussion is the emergence of Axar Patel and
definitely.
taking over Ravindra Jadeja. He's another player who will have to make way for Axar Patel. Jadeja will have to, because all this while he was surviving under his shadow, Jadeja's shadow. I mean, he was known as a replacement player for Jadeja, but the way he's performed in this World Cup with so much of limited skills as a bowler, he doesn't turn the ball as much as he should be. I mean, Jadeja never turned the way he should have turned the ball, but whatever. But this is how it is. But he's batting beautifully, going up the order. And today also, the partnership we had with Virat Kohli was a turning point while India were batting, and probably Hardik Pandya was pumped up. We could have done a lot more if he would have been promoted ahead of Shivam Dube. Shivam Dube also did well, but Akshar Patel, award on him, showing his true colors, I mean the fact that he was left out forcefully out of the 50 over World Cup team last year. He was picked, and then they thought Jadeja and Akshar are similar kind of bowler. Let's drop one of them and then get an Ashwin. Ashwin played only one game in the tournament. So your thoughts, Akshar, coming up the way he did, and a wonderful road ahead of him, right, Avinash?
Definitely, Dada. And for me, uh, I would have given the man of the match to Akshar Patel because it was his knock of 47 which actually made the difference for India. Uh, M- Virat was not in the proper shape when Akshar was batting, and till the time Akshar was batting, Virat Kohli was batting at a very poor average strike rate. It was below 100, and in a crunch game. Yes, Virat Kohli was doing the playing the role of an anchor, but Had it not been the heroics of Axar Patel going on the offensive, taking the charge, hitting those three crucial, vital sixes in the middle overs, things would have been very, very different for India. Needed to have that at least a par four on the board, which I felt was at least 10 runs short. But
We are also joined
eventually,
by former president of Maharashtra Cricket Association, Mr. Abhay Apte, sir. Sir, good morning. I can't say good evening because it's way past midnight and we are celebrating India's win. We have Pankaj, who's a senior editor with One India, and of course, Michael editor Avinash, supporting the cause of Indian cricket like a rock. He's been always there, sir. What a moment! You couldn't join. Can you just tell me the scene in Pune? How's it?
I think you can hear it out also because I am trying to close
yes.
all the windows, but still one is open. And now you can
You
hear.
breathe also.
Yeah, what is happening? Yes, you can see.
Well, that window of opportunity must be kept open always.
Yes.
But what a moment, sir.
Yeah.
What a moment.
Great moment. I still remember I was telling you
Yeah.
the match, the finals at Wankhede, the last time that we have won. From while coming back from Mumbai to Pune,
Yeah.
the entire road was crowded and there were celebrations, like what is happening outside now. And this is something that Indians were waiting for a very long time, and I think this has been truly a well-deserved victory for our team because the way in which they have played, everyone has played up to his role. Even the way in which they have played today, that is
So it's an
absolutely stunning.
emotional moment. Even a
Yeah.
commentator, Ambati Raidu, is crying.
Yes,
Ambati Raidu
many of
became a
them.
commentator.
Many of them in tears, no doubt about it. Because when you passionately follow something, you obviously get involved into it, and when you are involved into it, it is very obvious that you will be emotional. That only shows that they are so true to their work and to their emotions. It is
The
a
Indian
bit, yeah.
present in the media.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
No, I thought there was some disconnection. No, so that's what I said, that they are also equally involved. Now look at the way in which Rahul Dravid is celebrating, the way in which he got the trophy, he was lifting it. Something that they were all working for years together, and it is only after that hard work that you get it on a day, and obviously that is something that they will cherish. And this was an occasion where if not now, then we really don't know when we were to get, because it is very difficult to get this balance in the team, and we had it today. So hats off, everything has fallen in place. And
Absolutely, absolutely. But I wonder. I want to ask Avinash. Former Indian captain Sunil Gavaskar always had problems with Virat Kohli's strike rate. Today also the strike rate wasn't that great. It was 128.81. I want to hear from him because what is important, strike rate or winning the trophy?
No, 120 was not a good enough strike rate.
128.81. It's not good enough by T20
Yeah,
standards.
actually, Shivam Dube's 168 strike rate was the highest from India in the game tonight. So, I mean, and he only scored 27 runs, and the second best was Akshar Patel. So definitely, it's a game in a game of T20s. If you look at the history and in the last couple of years, if you just talk about between the two World Cup that we've seen from 2022 to 2024, strike rate has been one of the most talked about terms in international cricket and world cricket. Uh, and Virat Kohli's strike rate was also one of the topic of discussions and debates in the cricketing circles.
No, but
True. So true.
I beg to differ here. Sorry to break this party, but I beg to differ here in a way that when it comes to any form of cricket, as Avinash had mentioned, the role of a sheet anchor is something that is required all the time. Okay, because 20-over matches are not only about slam bang, but it is also about psychological warfare, and you have to keep your cool there. Yeah, the other person needs to know at the other end that yes, Virat is there, say Rohit Sharma is there, or Suryakumar Yadav is there, and that adds a lot of value. What happened with South Africa was exactly the same thing. When they started falling like a pack of cards, and there was no person on either of the ends who would hold it and deliver the required run
Yeah.
rate at the end. But Virat Kohli did that. So I would say 128 point something is still a decent thing because he was giving that much needed fillip, that much needed backup to the person at the other end, and that's how the cookie crumbles in this shorter format of the game.
So true. So true. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, but
177
it's also
officer.
and the fact here. One of the biggest reasons was the South African team. They did have a good bet or a better middle order, and the lower middle. It was all out of form. If you look at the stats of Eden Markram, or David Miller, or the Klassen for that matter, they all were going through a rough patch. They were not scoring in hunting in pack. Whereas the Indian, if you look at the Indian batting lineup, it was the middle order and the lower middle order which was doing the scoring for the Indian team, and that's why the pertinent question, the strike rate comes into play. The amount of balls Hardik Pandya actually ended up playing, he just had too less balls to face. Had he faced 10 more odd deliveries, scenario could have been totally different for Team India. They could have easily posted in excess of 190, and had there been 190 on the whole, it would not have boiled down uh, to this whatever we say, what we will witness. Yeah, of course, in the hindsight, everything will be forgotten because we are finishing as the champion side. Every contribution will be appreciated and rewarded, and that's what happened with Virat Kohli as well. And I think the best thing that Virat Kohli did tonight was passing on the baton. He's retired
Absolutely.
because he doesn't have anything to prove. He's proven the detractors that the term panoti was trending right from the start of the day on social media platforms. And finally, the good thing is that Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma have broken that jinx.
No, they're dancing right now. I mean, they'll dance throughout the night, I guess. But Abhay sir, looking at the score, South Africa had to chase down 177. Uh, any team, England, Australia, they would have lapped it up. I mean, they would have just grabbed it with both the hands, but South Africa couldn't do it. I mean, they were on the verge. Do you think that Choker's tag sort of it weighed a lot on? I mean, heavy. I mean, it weighed heavy on their shoulder. I mean, the way they crumbled towards the end. That is, playing a whatever. I mean, the final match, pressure match, I can understand, but you made it happen and then you lose it like that. Is it like I'm sort of fetching the right answer? Is it India which won or South Africa which gave it away to India?
No, no, no. It is absolutely India that has won.
Okay, India.
Because no, no,
India it
because
is.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
Absolutely, because you are saying that Australia or England would have easily wrapped it. But no, it was not possible for them also. You see their scores against us, they are not outstanding. But I completely agree with Pankajji when he said that the difference between two teams was a batsman like Virat, who understood, who was matured enough to understand his role, who executed it to the best of his abilities, and that was the difference. Otherwise, we also would have been out in 120 if others, the way in which he was playing. That is why we could extend that innings, and that is how we could reach a respectable figure, because there were batsmen who were free to hit. But when one end is sealed, at least we know that we are still going on and we will be playing our knock for a longer time.
Yeah,
So today, any other team also would have collapsed. So it is a hard-earned victory for India. And what a last World Cup match for senior players. Virat became man of the match. What a match! I think a very dignified end to outstanding career in World Cup. The rest of the career will continue.
absolutely. Pankaj, I mean, the way we won this tournament, do you think a lot of kids, including you, will take to cricket?
Well, goes without any saying, Dada, because India, as I mentioned earlier, runs on this fuel called cricket, and be it the open big grounds of Mumbai to the hinterlands of Bihar, you would see cricketers to the even the northern part of the country, even Jammu and Kashmir, and down south. It is something that stays with generations. If you and I talk about it, if Avinash and I could say, or Mr. Appe, we always distinctly remember how India, was heartbroken in 1996, how Kambi wiped off his tears, and these stairs had all those fire. People had resorted to some sort of arson there. That is the memory that we came up with. That's the sentiment that we still have in our hearts. And then coming down to 2007 when the first T20 victory was tasted, then 2011. So this time around, 2024, much needed fillip to the Indian youth, to all those millions of kids who go down every morning to the field, be it of any age, starting from 6 years till 16 to 17 years. It is a very big fillip to them. And trust me, I mean, when it comes to inspirations, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya, all of them, I would say Suryakumar Yadav with his spectacular streamer blinder that he took is something.
Amazing. It was.
It's amazing. And Dada, also you play cricket. I mean, you are one journalist who doesn't just preach, but also practices the match equally hard. So to take that catch that Suryakumar Yadav pulled off was not simply that he pulled it off his hat, but it was hard practice. I mean, he anticipated the height, he measured the distance from the ropes, and then he took it, lofted it in the air, came back again and took it. He understood every gravity of that situation, how important that catch was. And needless to say, catches win matches. This was, in my opinion, the turning.
Absolutely. It seemed the entire match in India's favor. But Abhay sir, timing is very important. Anticipation, timing, as a fielder, as a bowler, as a batter, anticipation is a very key word. And not only Surya, I mean everyone. Surya's catch was actually, if that would have gone for a six, I don't know what would have happened. But we knew it was. They were just one hit away from winning this game, South Africa. One hit, 1-6, and the match would have been that catch. And as Pankaj rightly pointed out, Abhay sir, your thoughts on that catch?
Yes. This was a very vital catch, and now also remember the catch that he took against Pakistan.
Yes.
In the slips, I believe.
Yes.
So at a completely different position, he took that wonderful catch, and here on the ropes, he took one more catch. So how brilliant the fielders are there, and obviously the catches win matches. And with one stroke, one sixer, that would have completely changed the tables. And then let us also appreciate that these type of matches would only make the tournaments interesting. The game also reaches that standard because this was truly a final. This was a final
Truly
match.
a final.
Like
Absolutely.
if you remember Asia Cup India versus Bangladesh, and I think it was finished in what?
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Yeah. And then people felt we came all the way for the final, and what a final match. But this was truly a final match. Like even the final between England and New Zealand. Uh,
2019.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right, sir.
With some
Oh.
very strange, outstanding rules. England were the winners. But then these are the matches which will really give a reward to the spectators, to people who follow this game. And that's why I think these type of matches, these type of performances really will cherish in the memories of all the fans. And that's why it will lift the standard of the games.
Avinash, are you picking anything from Rohit Sharma's speech? Is he going to retire or will he continue?
Uh,
Like he said, he didn't want to give up the captaincy in IPL. He said, I will captain the side. Once a captain, always a captain.
And yes, once a captain, always a captain. And we've heard what Virat Kohli says. He says MS Dhoni is his captain. We've heard Gautam Gambhir always speaking highly of MS Dhoni, and they all address MS Dhoni as the captain. Similarly, it's time for Rohit to be always the captain of this Indian side or the teams which are going to be picked up in the coming years. So they are going to be the captains. It's let let the let them savor the entire victory. Let it just sink in. Virat has announced his retirement. I mean, Rohit might announce it in coming days. We are not going to play. There's a the T20 series which with the Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka that we are playing. We don't have. I'm not seeing Rohit as part of the squad. I mean, obviously the Zimbabwe squad has a young team, a French team with a lot of French players also are going to travel to Zimbabwe. So Rohit still has a lot of time to decide what his future is going to be. Uh, I think he will to the similar lines, and he should not start focusing on the red ball format. The next big challenge for which the captain should be the winning the T20 the Test Championship for India. They should be the champions of the Test format as well because the kind of consistency the team has shown in the last both the editions. It was only the hiccup in the final test match, in the final game, that came across India's way. And India played like a champions side. Just look at the performance. I mean, we defeated Australia in both the WTC cycles. We defeated Australia quite convincingly. They were no match to us, and we retained the Border Gavaskar Trophy last year as well at home. So that speaks volumes about India's dominance across all the formats of the game. It's just uh, um, uh, I can we can say that winning a ICC tournament just puts a stamp to it that you are the perennial uh, champions of the format and you are going to uh, dominate the game of cricket across formats.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we can see live pictures how Indian fans are celebrating in different parts of the country, as you can see. I mean, I often wonder, Pankaj, from where do they get these firecrackers in no time? Do they have a special supply?
No, no,
Because tonight I want to.
they were ready. In the deal. In the
They
deal,
were ready.
crackers were ready
Okay,
since
okay.
afternoon. Since afternoon, everything was ready.
You also
Crackers were
supplied
ready.
some to your surroundings, sir.
No, you can still see crackers being. Yeah, listen to this.
In
And
Maharashtra, Pune, you don't need to supply crackers. They are easily available, I would say,
yeah, they
thanks
are
to the
always
better air
available.
that you have.
They are always available. And but one more factor about the match, I don't know whether you have discussed. I'm sure you must have discussed. Is the decision of sending Axar Patel at number 5.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah,
brilliant
Right.
decision, which should be uh, you always discussed as an important part of this match, turning point of this match. Because this decision of asking him to go at that number and the way in which he batted and scored those 47, I believe 41, 47 runs was also equally a point where the match was to some extent consolidated by Indians. So what a brilliant decision. I think that credit goes to the coach.
Absolutely. I mean, it can't get better than that. But, uh, you know, coming back to where Indian cricket is going from here, uh, I mean, we could have won the 50 over World Cup. We could have won the Test Championship. But this win has actually sort of washed away all those bitter feelings we had inside. We are just seeing right now Indian cricket for a betterment. I'm thoroughly excited to sort of think the number of new trainees, new kids will join the game. It's Cricket will flourish so much. We are the headquarter of world cricket. World
Yeah.
cricket lives off India's money. We are everything. We without India, cricket can't survive. But I'm also little because I want to ask Pankaj since he raised the point about Virat Kohli. What a brand ambassador. He's qualified cricket to be in the Olympics, but the fact that he's resigned from T20 cricket, it means he won't play the Olympics when T20 comes calling. I mean that'll be sad, but he would be there in physically because qualified cricket is qualified because of Virat Kohli. in the Olympics?
A nice play of words there, clarified. It's a very good question, Dada, and very pertinent point to ponder upon that where does Indian cricket go from here? And I would just like to draw the attention of our eminent panelists here and also our viewers to the time when Saurav Ganguly, Sachin Tendulkar, and VVS Lakshman and Virender Sehwag, all of them were actually, inching and heading towards the sundown of their career. Maybe it was time that there were demands also that they should hang their boots. But always there was a question that who would be the next one. And coming to from that point to this era now, where if we talk about Virat Kohli hanging up his boots as far as T20 is concerned, or for that matter, Rohit Sharma, whether he would choose to be there for the next series or not. I would say Indian cricket is at its pinnacle as of now, and with the youngsters who have depth, who have the belief. I mean, we lost three of our top order batsmen today. If we managed to, touch almost 9 runs and over average around 8.75, putting 126 runs on board. So that is something that tells us that the team India has come a long way from what we had in the beginning. And now I think giving more chances to the youngsters. We saw Rinku Sharma there in the stands, anxiously watching every ball there. His presence also speaks volumes. And as an option, uh, uh, it's always good to have batters, bowlers, all rounders in your kitty. If the need comes up, then yes, I think we should be ready with all of them, giving them what they need the most.
Avinash, your closing comment. We are proud Indians tonight, and this is starting of all good things in Indian cricket. Hopefully, there won't be any faux pas in big tournaments. We will be like Australia. Now, we should train our eyes on ODI cricket and being the ODI champion, and of course, the Test champions. We play good cricket in those
India,
two formats also.
India will sleep well tonight. That's
Okay. I don't think players will sleep. I don't think players will sleep. Abhay sir, your thoughts, closing thought before we wrap up the show.
I think I'm extremely lucky to see right from '83 till today our team winning, and this is going to be a big moral boost because, as you said, that a lot of youngsters have now come up. I think this will be one moment where the seniors may decide that we will give the rein in the hands of the youngsters because they are also equally matured. They have been playing IPL cricket. Now, this entire Zimbabwe team that is going, they are capable of actually handling the Indian side independently. So we think that this was a very good way of, giving a lead to the youngsters, and the seniors have shown that what they could do for the nation. We as Indians are extremely proud of the fact that today, see, even as an administrator, we always used to feel that okay, uh, we are the most mighty partner in the entire cricketing circles. Like no one has the capacity, financial capacity, administrative capacity as Indians. But then your might is proved when you lift an ICC trophy and not when you have the fattest balance sheet. So we have done this today, and we should be proud of that.
In fact, I've been very critical of Virat Kohli, the way he's playing T20, and Rohit Sharma carrying him because he thought Virat could do the job, and he was absolutely right. But tonight, when I saw in the first essay of the match, Virat was scoring those runs with a very low strike rate, which Pankaj would definitely sort of disagree with me. But I thought of writing something critical, but I couldn't write. Can you imagine? This is the force. I couldn't put my words, my thoughts together. I knew something big and something nice is coming our way, and it did. And what a historic day in Indian cricket for all those who love this game, for all those who don't love this game. India won. We have just woken up from a deep slumber, which we were in for last 11 years, winning a nice tournament. This can't get better than this. Thanks a lot, Abhay sir,
Thank you.
Pankaj,
Thank you.
joining in.
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
Avinash being such a true friend, and then Pankaj for organizing this live. And it was brilliant. I mean, I was advocating of doing such a live, and what a moment to do it. Thanks a lot, One India, and have a great day.
We broke the jinx.
Thank you
Yes.
and Jai Hind. Yeah.
Jai
Thank you.
Hind, Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Speeches for India. Happy Pure,
Hip
happy
hip
Pure,
hooray,
happy
hip hip
Pure.
hooray, hip hip
Can't
hooray.
get better than this.
Thank you.
Well done. Bye. Good night. Take care.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.